Shalom. Joseph presents his brothers before Pharaoh, carefully guiding the conversation so they may dwell in Goshen, protected yet prosperous. Pharaoh welcomes them generously, recognizing the wisdom Joseph has brought to Egypt. Then Jacob himself stands before the ruler of the greatest empire of the age. The aged shepherd blesses Pharaoh, a quiet reversal of expectation where worldly power bows before spiritual legacy. Outside the palace, famine intensifies. Joseph administers grain wisely, preserving Egypt through careful stewardship. Wealth, livestock, and land pass into Pharaoh's authority as survival depends upon Joseph's foresight. Yet Joseph ensures the people live, exchanging despair for stability. Meanwhile, Israel flourishes in Goshen, multiplying and growing strong even in foreign soil. As Jacob senses his life nearing its end, he makes Joseph promise to bury him not in Egypt, but in the land promised to his fathers. Hope remains fixed not in present comfort, but in future fulfillment. As Jacob's life draws to its close, word reaches Joseph that his father is ill. Without delay, Joseph brings his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, to receive a final blessing. The aging patriarch gathers his strength and sits upright, determined to speak with purpose one last time. Jacob begins by recalling the God who appeared to him at Bethel, the God who promised fruitfulness, multiplication, and a lasting inheritance. Remembering that promise, Jacob does something unexpected. He adopts Joseph's sons as his own, granting them equal standing among the tribes of Israel. Through this act, Joseph receives a double portion of inheritance. Though his eyesight has grown dim with age, Jacob's spiritual perception remains clear. Joseph carefully positions Manasseh, the firstborn, at Jacob's right hand, the traditional place of greater blessing, and Ephraim at the left. But as Jacob stretches out his hands, he deliberately crosses them, placing his right hand upon the younger Ephraim. Joseph protests, believing his father has made a mistake. Yet Jacob refuses to change his position. He declares that while both sons will become great, the younger will surpass the elder. The blessing follows God's purpose, not human expectation. Jacob invokes the God of Abraham and Isaac, the shepherd who has guided him all his life, asking that these boys grow into a great multitude upon the earth. With this blessing, the future of Israel is passed to a new generation. Before Joseph departs, Jacob grants him an extra portion of land, a sign of honor and inheritance. In this quiet yet powerful moment, legacy, promise, and divine choice move forward, shaping the destiny of a nation yet to come. Shalom, and may the Lord of Israel
As
be with
Jacob
you all.
senses the end of his life approaching, he calls his 12 sons together. Gathered around his bed, they listen as their father speaks words that are more than blessings. They are revelations about the future of each tribe that will descend from them. He begins with Reuben, his firstborn, once strong and honored, yet unstable and impulsive. Because of past wrongdoing, his position of leadership is lost. Simeon and Levi follow, rebuked for their violence and uncontrolled anger, their inheritance destined to be scattered among Israel. Then Jacob turns to Judah. His tone changes. Judah is compared to a lion, strong, victorious, and destined to rule. Jacob declares that leadership and kingship will arise from Judah's line, and that obedience of the nations will one day belong to him. Hope and authority rest upon this blessing. One by one, Jacob speaks over the remaining sons, describing their futures through vivid imagery: seas and trade, labor and justice, struggle and provision. Each blessing reflects character, destiny, and the role each tribe will play in the life of the coming nation. Joseph receives the richest blessing of all. Jacob recalls the hardships Joseph endured and praises the strength God gave him. He speaks of abundance, protection, and fruitfulness flowing from heaven above and earth below. Finally, Benjamin is described as a fierce warrior, completing the prophetic portrait of Israel's future tribes. Having finished, Jacob gives one final instruction. He asks to be buried with his ancestors in the promised land. Then, surrounded by his sons, the patriarch draws his feet into the bed and peacefully passes away, leaving behind a people shaped by promise and prophecy. Joseph falls upon his father Jacob and weeps, mourning deeply for the man who carried God's promises through generations. Following Egyptian custom, physicians embalm Jacob, and the nation itself enters a long period of mourning, honoring the father of Egypt's trusted leader. Joseph requests permission from Pharaoh to fulfill his father's final wish, to be buried in the land of Canaan. With royal approval, a great procession journeys from Egypt, accompanied by officials, chariots, and family members. Their mourning is so great that the surrounding people recognize it as a moment of profound loss. Jacob is laid to rest in the cave of Machpelah, beside Abraham and Isaac, returning symbolically to the land God promised their descendants. After the burial, fear returns to Joseph's brothers. With their father gone, they worry Joseph may finally seek revenge for the betrayal that once sold him into slavery. They send a message asking for forgiveness, pleading for mercy. When Joseph hears their words, he weeps again. Standing before them, he speaks with compassion rather than judgment. He tells them not to be afraid, declaring one of Scripture's most powerful truths. Though they intended harm, God used their actions for good, to preserve many lives during famine. Joseph promises to care for them and their families, replacing fear with peace. Years later, as Joseph nears death, he reminds his people that God will one day lead them out of Egypt. He asks that his bones be carried with them when that day comes, a final act of faith in a future not yet seen. And so Genesis closes, not with fulfillment, but with hope waiting to be realized.